Holy crap. This is it, guys. Pyro, the first ever. The very first time. Internal transit. All right, he's calling it. What's up, buddy? Ooh. We need to replace these window. The seals on these windows have broken. Hey, this is the spot they're shown in the trailers. The noodle caboodle. Sea nuts? The hell is this thing? We gotta eat some. Delicacy. Dude, look at this place. Guns. Oh, nice. Oh, what is this? Is that a size 5 torpedo? Kind of looks like it. Oh, that's the wrecked part of the station out there. That's cool. Dude, that looks sick. Hangar 4, let's go. What in the hell? All right. The power's a little low in here. Oh, dude. What am I about to see? Dude, look at the electricity out there and stuff. Let's go, boys. We're in Pyro. Dude. Look at this station. At long last, Pyro is here. 4 years ago, Star Citizen fans saw their first glimpse of the Pyro system at the 2019 CitizenCon event, and ever since they have been salivating for a taste of that next system. Well, yesterday it finally became available to a specific group of players who have either spent a considerable amount of money in the game or time testing the game, and it's on a test branch and doesn't yet connect back to the main system, and it's a limited time and limited exploration version of the system, but by God, the system is here. I was able to hop into a Pyro server for a brief 3-hour stream yesterday, which was barely enough time to scratch the surface, but boy did it leave me wanting more. One of the more attractive features of Star Citizen to me is just how much the game can change depending on where you are. And in Pyro, all the rules go out the window. Crime stats aren't a thing here. The system isn't policed by some sort of large, well-funded navy. The stations are dilapidated ruins of their former selves, and the planets are covered in spikes. Well, this planet has some spikes on it. And even the sun tries to kill you with coronal mass emissions that make you go, ah, that's really bright. Care Bears, get those Spectrum forums open and those keyboards at the ready, because Pyro is about to pwn your face off. Well, guys, our first death in Pyro, it happened on our very first planet that we went to. Well, actually, everyone I ran into was really nice and just seemed happy to be there and go on their merry way. But that will change, I'm sure, once the exploration and wow factor wear off a bit, and the sweet grind for credits becomes the primary motivating factor for players. The ganks will be plentiful here, I am sure of it. Okay, so popping into Pyro for the first time, you get to pick a space station to spawn on, and apparently none of them are Ruins Station. I picked Checkmate Station and spawn into what has to be one of the worst kept life-supporting facilities in the galaxy. Indoor fire pits, giant maggots and space rats for food. Are these more rats? What are these? Oh yeah, rotisserie rat. Right. Eat that rat on the go. I don't got time. Showers that look like you'll be less clean after taking one. And massive heaps of trash. This place must smell awesome. Also, not to sci-fi nerd out on you, but an open fire in a space station is like not a good thing, considering that, you know, breathable air is a pretty important aspect of staying alive in a space station. And also, stations and ships are closed systems that dissipate heat very slowly, so if anything, people should be huddled around an air conditioning unit. But you know what? fire looks cool, so it's fine. These stations are also massive, as really they kind of take the place of what would otherwise be a city, since the planets themselves don't have any large city places. Navigating through these stations can take a really long time, really making me wish that I had that new star map, but there's a lot to see and do here. Eat gross food at the market, buy guns at the gun store, I even saw some of those black market rail guns here, refine things at the extremely dangerous refinery, and the best part, the missions. There are missions that you can now run on the stations, and no, it's not just go pick up a box. Although I'm sure some of them are go pick up a box, but I got a mission to go kill a bunch of gang members in a hangar bay, and it was legitimately awesome. They had buildings in the hangar, a cyclone vehicle with a minigun on top, and a semi-operational pirate cutlass. It was awesome seeing vehicles being included in the mission, although they weren't being operated by the AI yet. I feel like we're not really that far off from that being a reality. Also, a mission based inside of a hangar that you can take an elevator to is pretty darn cool, and there's a ton more missions based around the stations. With the plan for 26 stations in the system, I'm actually quite excited for the variety of missions here. Station exteriors are also just breathtaking. The gas clouds and debris surrounding them are majestic and terrifying at the same time. Large destroyed sections of the station are surrounded by debris, sparking components, and some are even obstructed in areas of thick gas clouds where you'll need a ping just to be able to see through them and not run into objects. Even the asteroids bring way more detail and nuance compared to the ones in Stanton. It's gorgeous, and I know it'll look even better once the updated lighting effects are in the game. Sadly, this build of Star Citizen does not contain most of the new Star Engine tech that was shown off in the CitizenCon trailer, like better cloud lighting and improved global illumination, or water physics for that matter. But it still looks fantastic and gives me some more eye candy to look forward to in the future. Now, planet-wise, players are currently limited to visiting Pyro 1, 2, and 3, or Pyro 1, Monox, and Bloom. I'm not really sure why some of the planets are named, but it's kind of cool. I got a cool combat mission for Pyro 1 where I had to take out 25 enemies at an outpost. It was at night, but the atmospherics were solid, although landing was a pain with pretty much no visibility. I almost died. Dude, I couldn't see the ground until we were on the ground. The AI unfortunately weren't particularly impressive during the mission, kind of defaulting back to, I think, what most people would expect from AI in Stanton. On the light side of the planet, I found some creepy, spiky rock formations. I landed, got stuck outside of my ship, as one does in Star Citizen, and then got blasted by a coronal mass emission. CMEs are something I am a little on the fence with right now, since I've experienced them. I love the idea of the flare star sending out tons of damaging solar flares that make certain areas dangerous for a while, but also it was happening so frequently and lasted so long it just became really annoying. CMEs definitely need some better gameplay logic to function in a fun or interesting way, in my opinion. Now on Pyro 2 or Monox, I only visited briefly as I quickly fell through the planet's surface while exploring a basement. Ah, Chris, why? Chris! But it looked cool, or rather the outpost that I landed in looked really cool. My Corsair set down perfectly in the Tatooine-like landing zone. I'm loving the new outpost design and details. The art team is knocking it out of the park and setting their standards way too high for basically all the rest of the systems that CIG has promised to deliver. Now, Pyro 3, or Bloom, is probably one of the more showcased planets that players have seen from gameplay trailers. I believe it's the only planet with a breathable atmosphere in Pyro. It has a beautiful cloud layer and a lot of outposts. Again, I didn't get to explore it enough, but it did make me wonder why on earth people would bother living in those trash pile stations when they could breathe fresh air down on this planet. Whatever, the stations are pretty darn cool regardless. Now there's a ton that I didn't get to see, and I'm sure plenty that I'll discover in my adventures in Pyro. Things that I know are there and that I want to see more of would be some of the planet caves. Some of the screenshots look impressive. I want to run more station missions, including the ones with the secret entrances. Avenger 1 and I found an entryway that you could potentially take if your reputation is low and they won't let you dock at the station. Well, you can always pull up next to the station and find a secret way in. Some of the asteroid locations look really cool. I'm sure there's missions around these, but players are finding massive ones that you can like fly inside of, which is something that I've been wanting for quite a while. I was hoping that mining in like a prospector would be something that you could do inside of a giant asteroid, which would be dope. And even with the much more limited exploration of the system compared to the overall size of it, there seems to be a huge amount of content here along with a lot more lore. Now, I won't say that this version of the game isn't buggy, because it's definitely buggy. This looks natural, right? But it is impressive. The scale and detail is fantastic, and the missions feel like completely new adventures, even though they are using pretty much the same mechanics as before. Being in a completely new environment and using new set pieces and ways to get there does make them feel totally new. I'll be sinking as much time as I can into Pyro and then reporting back to you guys. This is an impressive showcase from CIG, and hopefully it's soon followed up with a way to transition from Pyro to Stanton and then back again. If you enjoyed this video, drop me a like and maybe subscribe and hit that bell button while you're at it to beat that YouTube algorithm with me. And next up, check out my complete CitizenCon 2023 wrap-up, where I turn 12 hours of information into about 24 minutes. It's a good watch, definitely worth your time. And as always guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.